All right, here's a rundown of what I'm watching tonight. I'm going to try and keep this short. First, Michigan. I'm definitely watching the Detroit area. How well can the Democrats do in these three counties here, and especially in Kent County? Will they be able to hold on to Kent County? They won at 48-45 last time. Also, I think there's a highway called Highway 90 right here. How well can Democrats do north of Highway 90? What about the Upper Peninsula, where Democrats used to dominate back in the day, but Trump does very, very well here? Also, the southwest part of the state, there are two battleground congressional districts up here. Cities like Kalamazoo could be key, and Benton Harbor, St. Joseph. And so I'm watching Michigan very closely and carefully. Next up, I'm watching Minnesota. And as you can see, there are two very different maps here. Looking at the gubernatorial and Senate races from 2018. What am I watching? I'm watching the Minneapolis suburbs, Hennepin and Ramsey counties. What's it going to look like? But also, what's it going to look like in Southeast Minnesota? Southeast Minnesota, will they turn out? They typically vote Democrat. Also in the Iron Range and the Arrowhead region. This is a Democratic stronghold historically, but Trump did very well up here. Will these counties flip again? Or will they vote Trump? Will they vote Trump again? Or will they vote Democrat? So, that's kind of what I'm looking out for. What's going to happen in rural Minnesota? Because historically, most of these counties are blue. But Trump changed that in 2016. Next up, let's move on to Pennsylvania. Erie County tells the story of most elections. Erie County voted Trump in 16 and voted both for Democrats in the Senate and in the governor's race in 2018. Erie County will definitely tell us the story. It's a bellwether. It always will be. And whoever wins Erie County will probably win the state and the election. Also watching the suburbs of Pittsburgh. What's going to happen in Westmoreland County. That's all I'm watching there. I'm watching the Lehigh Valley and Philadelphia. You have a lot of white working class voters. You actually have a booming Hispanic Latino demographic up here as well. So I'm definitely keeping a close eye on that. Let's move on to some other maps. Georgia. Definitely Cobbing winner, very important. Democrats need high turnout in DeKalb. Henry's very important as well. Will they finally flip Fayette County? How will the black belt turnout look for Democrats? Can they flip these state house seats in Southwest Georgia? 2 in Southwest Georgia. They have 1 up in Southeast Georgia, just outside Savannah, in these suburbs here. They have 2 in Athens, 9 in Metro Atlanta. What's the state house going to look like? What are the dynamics of that going to be? And can Trump really run up the margins and increase the turnout of the white rural working class vote in places like Valdosta, Rome, and all these other cities up here, Dahlonega, especially the North Georgia mountains? A lot of these counties voted 80 to 90% Kemp. So I'm watching them very closely and carefully. Looking at Iowa, Iowa is Iowa. So I'm just watching the whole state. Iowa moves around a lot between Democrat and Republican. Sorry, I don't have more to say about Iowa. Ohio, the 3 C's, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati. The 3 keys. Democrats need turn out to be very high up here, as well as they need to do well in this northeastern region here. The Tim Ryan congressional district. These white working class voters up here in and around Youngstown. Texas. I could go all in on Texas. Anyway, this is the Better O'Rourke map. Can Democrats turn out the Hispanic Latino vote and win with good looking margins in the southern part of the state? Also, Tarrant County is going to be huge. Tarrant County voted for Better O'Rourke. The suburbs of Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin are going to tell the story of this election, period. And also in Beaumont. I think Trump won Beaumont in 2016. So, it's going to be very interesting. Also, will Trump, turn out all the voters up here in the Panhandle and a lot of these white rural areas of Texas and win by big margins? That's a big question to ask. And then finally, let's look at the big 4 states that it'll come down to. Maricopa County is so important. 2 counties in Arizona to watch. Maricopa County is home to Phoenix and all of its suburbs. Yuma County is home to a lot of a mixture of white working class Trump supporting voters, as well as a booming Hispanic Latino population. So Yuma County is going to be a turnout battle. will Trump turn out his base, or would Biden turn out the Hispanic Latino demographic there? That's going to be the question of Yuma County. Maricopa is going to be the suburbs. The suburbs voted Democrat in the 2018 Senate race. They were a key for defeating Martha McSally 2 years ago. Will she suffer there again? And also, I'm watching the state House and state Senate for Arizona. They are both very close. Democrats are 2 seats away from a tie in the state Senate and 1 seat away from a tie in the state House. So it could be very interesting watching Arizona state legislative elections as well. Oh, Florida. I could talk about Florida for like 10 minutes. But basically what I'm watching in Florida, the I-4 corridor here, key, will Democrats win Duval? Will they turn out the black vote up in and around Tallahassee? What about the white working class vote in the Panhandle? These very highly populated areas in the southwest part of the state that vote Republican every time. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, cities like that. Also, the Hispanic Latino vote, the Cuban American vote down here in the Miami-Dade area, the Dominicans up in Orlando. By what margin will Trump win the Cuban American vote if he wins it? Because it appears to be close. And what about Florida District 26? You have a Republican mayor of Miami running for Congress down here in District 26. So Democrats could still have a really, really good night and win the whole state, but they could lose this key district down here in the Keys and parts of Monroe and South Miami. Moving on to North Carolina, it's going to be turnout. You have 3 regions of North Carolina. You have the mountains, you have the Piedmont, and then the coastal region. And, in the mountains, you have a lot of deep red, Trump running up the margins. Democrats need to run up the margins in places like Asheville, the Charlotte area, in the black counties, the black belt counties, all this blue you see over here, as well as cities like Durham, Raleigh, Winston-Salem. I can go on and on. Also, what's going to happen in some of these big cities in the east, like Wilmington and Jacksonville and Elizabeth City. I'm going to be interested if Democrats can do some damage over there and flip the state House and state Senate. And then finally, looking at Wisconsin, watching the Milwaukee 7, how will these suburbs vote? We saw Kenosha in the news a lot over the past year. What's going to happen there? As well as the northern part of the state. The southwestern part of the state tends to vote Democrat. But what's going to happen in the northwest corner of the state? As you can see in the gubernatorial and Senate races, it was not exactly the same, right? So what's going to happen here? What is this election going to look like in Wisconsin? And also I'm watching these 3 counties out here, Green Bay, Appleton, and Oshkosh. I'm watching these counties here because, as you can see, they voted Democrat in the Tammy Baldwin Senate race in 2018. They did not vote Democrat in the governor's race. They voted Scott Walker. And those counties are going to be key for the Democrats this year in Wisconsin. So that's my quick little 8-minute review of what to watch this election. It was probably very fast, very complicated if you don't know politics. But here's what I'm going to watch. And yeah, that's it.